best play I got.
This week's episode of NBA 2K TV, we get on the court with Jordan Clarkson, take a dive into my team, gaming, and of course have some VC for you with 2K TV Interactive. Tune in now. Dive into my team with Robbie and of course
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
I like that one.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Detroit Pistons as they go up against the Golden State Warriors. And for Golden State, after 10 games, they've put together an outstanding 8-2 record. There have been some really strong performances in there for them in those 10 games. And facing off tonight, two offenses that practically live behind the arc. Kenny, talk about the value of being able to hit the three consistently in today's game.
Well, before, back in the day, so to speak, it was just a tool you use. But now it's a very important tool to have in your toolbox because now teams can't gear in on you. It spreads the floor. It makes defenders chase you all around. And there's not a lot of big guys. No more Shaquille O'Neals in the NBA. So
Freak, what's up? What's up, man? Good to see you. How's the family? CC good? Yeah, she's good. They're all good. Nice knowing you have family to have your back all the time. Sure. Got to keep the support system in place. Makes a big difference over a long season. Good luck tonight, man. Thanks, man. Hey, you know we're taking this one, right? Not a chance, Freak.
Welcome, everyone, to the Golden State, Oakland, California, the home of the Warriors as they prepare for an Eastern Conference opponent right here. First game of this trip here for the Pistons. They're hoping to start it off with a W. And, folks, Stephen Curry will not be in the lineup out with an injury.
Well, it's going to be a few weeks until he's back, but that's not as bad as it could have been. It could have been much worse. In the end, given the way it looked when he was helped off the court last game, I think he'd consider that good news.
I don't think there's any doubt. When you watch that live, that injury seemed to be far worse. So still, small comfort for him having to sit these next few weeks out, but hopefully he'll be back soon.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Webb, he's in at the point. Andre Drummond is out there with Humphries. Then it's Jody Meeks, and it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. Thompson misses. So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against Milwaukee.
They played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
The Pistons shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
Not a strong suit for this group, just around 71%.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
And both free throws good for Drummond. Here is Sessions. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Back to Bogut. Nice pass. Right into the rack perfectly for the layup.
Sessions doing a nice job that time.
So it's Detroit now. Webb with it. Playing Milwaukee, he was nearly unstoppable. Wants to get it to Humphries and does. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Not a good idea to let him get such good position in the paint.
It's more than a bad idea. It's real trouble. I mean, he'll make that 10 out of 10 times.
Now here's Iguodala. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Clippers.
And in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring and setting up his teammates.
Webb dishes to Drummond. And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation, if there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Webb against Sessions. Nice ball movement by Detroit. From 13, Webb can't hit.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Iguodala, that's good. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in, and Doris Burke spoke with Steve Kerr. Doris?
Coach had nothing but praise for his players, saying they played as well as I've ever seen them play. Everyone is making the right decisions, and honestly, they're playing so well, they don't even need a coach right now. That's an interesting sentiment, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. The Pistons have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Webb kicks to Johnson. To the right side. Thompson against Webb, picked by Humphries. And Freak throws it down. And you hear so often about work ethic of players, but Freak has put his money where his mouth is. He built a private gym at his house where he can put time in on the court whenever he wants to.
Yeah, that's a good step. And Freak is well known to be a workout. Well, freak is probably the best way to say it, so that shouldn't come as any surprise.
And Freak's agent in attendance at the game today, Dom Pagnotti, the famous Dom Pagnotti. You might hear stories positive and negative about him, but he has a lot of big-name clients, that's for sure, Clark.
Yep, and Freak is one name in a long list for Pagnotti. Some question his motives and how he gets deals done, but that's not for you and I to debate.
No.
You certainly can't argue with his results.
Well, you know him well. You call him DP. I just call him Dom. And here is Iguodala following the three-pointer by Freak. Green with a screen on Webb. Sessions passes to Thompson. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Webb dishes to Humphries. Webb against Sessions. Webb kicks to Humphries. 6 on the shot clock. Now, here is Webb. Defense is right there. Pistons have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. That's good from Humphries. Some changes for Golden State. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Bogut. Sanders comes in for Draymond Green. And it's Barnes in for Andre Iguodala. Then for the Pistons, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Drummond. Marcus Morris comes in for Johnson. And it's Jackson in for Jody Meeks. Now that we have a moment, let's see who have been the top assist teams in the league this season. Second, the Warriors.
You know, when your team has a lot of assists, like these guys do, it basically is a testimony of play, patience, ball movement, and player movement.
Warriors trail by 3. And Sessions kicks to Thompson. Can't hit. Some solid defense there from Jackson. For Detroit, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Over to the left wing. And the wide open shot from Morris. Nice shot from the wing. Morris has got his first basket of the night. Sessions passes to Thompson, and Sanders kicks to Barnes. Shot to stop the run, and the layup is good.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around it.
Pistons leading by 3. Now, here is Webb. He has 5. It's tipped. Sanders with the steal. Sessions with it. Baines is there. Thompson for 3. And good on the basket. Look at Thompson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Picked by Humphries. The drive by Jackson, and Detroit again with the bucket.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way. And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Here's Sessions ahead. Sanders dishes to Sessions. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now, here is Webb. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game.
Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Sessions with it, out defended by Freak. Azili can't get it to go.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for him. I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Here's Sessions, following the score by Reggie Jackson. And Sessions kicks to Sanders. The shot's good. Sessions making the play.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Sessions against Webb. It's picked off. There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Sanders with a screen on Webb. The 9-foot shot. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the night.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
That free throw, no good. Green, he's checked in for Thompson. Detroit also making some changes. Temple comes in for Chris Humphries, and it's Jennings in for Webb. And he's good on the second. The Pistons leading. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. There's the pick, and Temple kicks to Jackson. Out left to the wing. The Warriors have gone a nice 3-3 to start the second. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Webb, he's in at point guard. Chris Humphries is out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's Johnson, and it's Meeks in at the 2. Now here's Sanders. 8 points his last outing. The drive by Green. Nice work there coming off the screen. And the Warriors lead by 4.
Boy, that was a strong pick by Sanders.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Bucks put on a show. He had 20 points and seemed to be seeing the action in slow